Okay, now we will try to understand the meaning of the nationalism. Dear guys, several authors, philosophers, they have given the several definition about the nationalism. But here we will take a very general meaning of the nationalism. Throughout the chapter, when we will conclude the chapter, at last we will conclude that what the exactly mean by the nationalism. Here in our book, there was one French philosopher, Ernest Renan, during the period of 1823 to 92, he had outlined the understanding of what makes a nation. What he says, he criticized the nations is being formed by a common language, race, religion or the territory. Means he do not like this notion, those who define that the nation is where there is a common language, common race, common religion or territory. Why he criticized so? Because he thinks that in any territory or any society, you will find a huge diversity in terms of religion, in terms of caste, in terms of language and so on. So therefore he says that this definition cannot fit or suitable to the nation state. What he says further, a nation is the culmination, means what the aim, peak of the long past of endeavors where the people have struggled all together, sacrificed their lives and devotion to convert that territory into the nation. He further says that a heroic, that is a very brave or a great past, great man, glory, that is an honor earned by the notable achievement. That is the social capital upon which one bases the national idea. So these factors are all responsible for that. Without this, a nation cannot exist. He also further says that to have a common glory in the past means what? In the past there is a common glory where people were having a rights, people were having the freedom. To have a common will in the present means all the people of that particular territory, they were having a common will. They perform a great deeds together to wish to perform still more. These are the essential conditions of being people. So these are the certain things he was trying to explain through his definition what is a nation. Okay. We will try to study this picture that is already been given in your textbook. This picture gives some moral and some basic ideas. Frederick Cicero in 1848, he has visualized his dream of a world, and what he has visualized, this is an utopian society, means that society does not exist into the reality. What he tried to explain throughout this chapter, as we have studied in the 9th standard, that female, if any wanted to show something or personified something, certain figures are being utilized. For example, broken chain, what it symbolizes? Of freedom. Similarly, he has utilized the Statue of Liberty. You can see in one hand the Statue of Liberty holding a book, or that is a charter of the man, and in another hand you will find the torch. Okay, it symbolizes that the world is full of democracy, where there is an existence of social and republic. Further he says that shows the people of Europe and America, all men and women of all age and social classes, marching in a long train and offering a homage to the Statue of Liberty as they pass by it. French Revolution, artists personified liberty as a female figure. That picture we have already seen, that female figure, broken chain and the cap. These personified, these are the things which are giving some message to the people. Here you will find that in one hand she is holding the torch of enlightenment. Already I have told you what are the enlightenment ideas. These enlightenment ideas are about the equality, justice, freedom, rule of law, government by consent, and so on, so on. Also in one hand the Charter of the Rights of the Man. Charters of the Rights of the Man means what? Earlier, before the 19th century, entire Europe was being ruled by whom? By the different empires. And these empires were having a privilege, and this privilege is being given by the birth. And the common man like you and me were not having any kinds of the rights, any kind of the freedom, any kind of the privilege. Therefore, this statue is talking about the rights of the man. Okay. Also further, the Frederick is trying to say that on the earth, in the foreground of the image, like the shatter, remain of the symbol of absolutist institution. What is an absolute institution? Look at here the meaning. In history, the term referred to the form of monarchical government that was centralized, militarized and repressive. Means here, monarch is having an absolute power and he is very repressive or arbitrary to the people. That what the absolutist means concentration of the power is in the hand of the monarch. People cannot challenge the authority of the monarch. Further he says that in his utopian vision, a vision of a society that is so ideal that it is unlikely to actually exist. Means he has dreamed, he has not given the real picture of the day. He has dreamed about the world. Leading the procession way past the Statue of Liberty are the United States and Switzerland, which already a nation state. In 1848, when this picture was being drawn, at that time, United States of America and the Switzerland, they were already the nation state. So that is why he has tried to show that they have already passed nearby the statue. Further he said that France identifiable by the revolutionary tricolor. Beyond the American people and beyond the Switzerland, there is a people of the France. And they were holding the flag of tricolor. And they have just reached the statue. As we know that the starting of the revolution was in 1789 and this picture was being drawn in 1848. She is followed by the people of Germany bearing the black, red and golden flag. Because nation state, because the revolution has been started into the Germany. When Pseudo created this image, German people did not yet exist as a united nation. Because you know that the Germany was divided under 300 territories. And this confederation of these 300 territories is being done into the 39 states by the Napoleon. That we are going to study little further when we will be dealing with the topic of the unification of the Germany and the unification of the Italy. Flag, the German people, the flag they carry is an expression of liberal hope. Means these people were talking about the liberty. They wanted the liberty because they were fed up of the rule of the monarch. Liberal hope in 1848 to unify the numerous German-speaking principalities into a nation state under the democratic constitution. Means what? Germany people wanted a democratic constitution. Means what? Rule of the people. Rule of the law. Okay? Following the Germany people are the people of Austria, the kingdom of Two Sicily, that is in Italy, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary and the Russia. So they were walking in a big chain. It seems like they are walking in a train. From the heaven above, you can see that the gods are looking all this thing from the heaven, and they were gazed upon this looking that how this has been happened. They have been used by the artists to symbolize the fraternity, sense of brotherhood among the nation of the world. This chapter will deal with many of the issues visualized by the student. Whatever I have explained you in the picture of the Frederick Suro, that we are going to elaborate slowly, and finally we will conclude what the idea of nationalism is. During the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force. It has emerged as a force because the people were again fed up of the rule of the monarch. They wanted the liberty, they wanted equality, they wanted the constitution, rules and all these things. So nationalism emerged as a force, brought changes into the political and mental world of the Europe. Mental world means what? People were forced to do certain activity into the society. They were not having the rights. Now they wanted the freedom. Now they wanted the equality. So this mental thinking has been changed in the 19th century. The end result of these changes was the emergence of the nation state. Means what? Earlier, before the 19th century, there was an existence of a territorial state. And this territorial state has been converted into the nation state. And who was responsible for this? Common man like you and me, a people of that territory. Through the revolution, through the sacrifice, they have converted the territorial state into the nation state, in the place of where multinational dynasties empire of Europe. Entire Europe was being ruled by the different empires. Different kings were there, kingdoms were there, cantons were there, duches were there. These were being ruled by these people. Okay? Let's start with our first subtopic, that is the French Revolution and idea of nation. Last year only we have dealt with this topic. France, as we all know, that is a privilege-based society. The first clear expression of nationalism came with the French Revolution in 1789. This we can consider as a starting point. Here is an origination of the nationalism. Look at 1789, this which century? It is an 18th century. Which century it is? 18th century. Now here, we will try to understand the background of the France or the structure of the society of the France. On the one side monarch and other side the common man, and they were struggling for what? They were struggling for the power. And finally end result was what? Power has been transferred to the common man. And here we can say there is a spread of the idea of the nation throughout the France. France was a full-fledged territorial state. I have already told you what is meant by territorial state. In 1789, under the rule of an absolute monarch. Who used to rule? Monarch. How much power he is having? Complete concentration of the power is in hand of the monarch. The changes, that is an political and constitutional changes that came into the came in the wake of French Revolution. Now political changes means what? Transfer of power from monarch to the people. That is the political changes. Constitutional changes, during the regime of the monarch, he used to rule the entire territory, not by the rule, but by his will. The constitution in 1791, the France had successfully made a constitution for the entire France. that came in the wake of the French Revolution and transfer of sovereignty. Sovereignty means what? Neither the dependence nor the dominant of any other nation. Let's take an example of India. During the British rule, who used to make a law for our country? We were not making the law. It was the Britishers, they were making the law for our country. Can we say that India wasn't sovereign at that time? No. After 1947, India became a sovereign country. Means what? Now India can take a decision freely, both internally and externally. Okay? And transfer of the sovereignty from the monarch to the body of French citizen. That I have already explained you. The revolution proclaimed that it was the people constitute the nation and shape its destiny. Who did this? Who shaped this destiny? It was a people. Okay? How did, this is a very important question, how did the French Revolutionary create a sense of collective identity? How they have created a collective identity? Collective identity means common identity. I have already told you, who are we in this country? We are the citizens of this country. What the common identity has been given to us? Citizenship. Similarly, the first point tells us that the idea of la patrie, that is a fatherland, and les citoyens, that is citizens, emphasize the notion of united community enjoying equal right under a constitution. Means what? By giving the citizenship to the people, by calling their land as a fatherland, as we call our country as a motherland. Similarly, French people call their land as a fatherland. So what these ideas are creating a sense of nation, sense of common identity. Second, also they have introduced new French flag and replaced the former royal standard. This former royal standard flag was being utilized by whom? It was a flag of the Louis XVI. It was a flag of the monarch. That flag has been replaced by the new French flag, that is of the tricolor. Third, the States General. You know that States General, these were the body which were responsible for making the law into the France. This States General was elected by the body of active citizen. You know that people of the France was divided into the two types. One is called active citizen and another is called as an passive citizen. Now, who is to be called as an active citizen? Those people who are paying the taxes into the France, at least 3-day labor wages, or those who are having a property into the France. They were being categorized into the active citizen, those who were not paying the taxes, and women were included into the group of the passive citizens. So these were the ideas inculcated into the France to create a sense of collective identity among the French people. New hymns were composed, oaths taken, martyrs were commemorated, means shown the respect, all in the name of nation. Means what? New hymns, as we know that national song, national anthem. Okay, these ideas create a feeling of nationalism among the people. Oaths, new oaths were taken, as we are daily saying the pledge, India is my country, all Indians are mine. So these are the things have been included into the France. Martyrs, those who have sacrificed their life for the freedom of the France from the monarch, they were being respected, and all these things were done in the name of whom? In the name of the nation. Understood? Again, further, a centralized administrative system was put in place and it formulated uniform law for all citizens within its territory. Means what? Now new centralized administration that was being elected by the people, and this centralized administration is now going to take a major policy decision into the France. A uniform law, the common law will prevail into the society, and everybody has to follow that law into the France. So these are the ideas which has played a significant role in creating the idea of nationalism in Europe. Internal custom duties, you know that custom duties and dues were abolished. You know that in the France, the clergy, nobility, these people were collecting the different taxes. For example, tani, tithes, these were the taxes that has been abolished, and uniform system of weights and measures were adopted. Again, this topic I will explain you more detail when we will be studying the unification of the Germany. What is the importance of accepting this weight and measure, because it is now going to push a trend. Okay, and finally the last point, regional dialects were discouraged. In the France, so many different languages were being spoken by the people. That language was being discouraged and only one language has been accepted, that is in France. As we know that India is also having a huge diversity in terms of languages. We all Indians are proud about our own languages. Similarly, this language has also played a very significant role in creating a sense of nationalism among the people. So these were the 7 points which has been included by the French revolutionary in order to create a sense of collective identity among the